Last night, we introduced you to Madelyn Rogers and Madelyn Sliper, two local girls and good friends who are both living with cystic fibrosis.
Their mothers say CF is considered an orphan disease. Since only about 30,000 Americans have it, it doesn't get a lot of attention or research funding. But the Rogers and Sliper families are trying to change that, because just like their little girls, they're in a big fight with cystic fibrosis.
It's hard.
Madelyn Sliper was just 12 days old when she was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. The disease is caused by a genetic defect. It affects the pancreas and causes the body to produce thick mucus that can clog the lungs and create life-threatening problems. The Slipers were living in Colorado at the time when Mom Laurie got a call from her own mother with news about an old friend in the Black Hills.
She said James and Laurie Rogers, youngest, has CF. And, you know, we kind of lost touch. I knew they had 4 kids, but that was about it. And I said, oh, really? Wow, I didn't know that. And my mom said, yeah. She said, but wait. She said, you're never going to believe what her name is. Her name is Madelaine. And it was just like chills.
Come on, Madelaine.
Same name, different spelling, born 13 months apart. Still, it seemed the two Madelyns were connected from the beginning. At that point, back in 2004, the Rogers family was in the process of planning their very first Moonlight for Madelaine event.
My husband, James, one night sitting in the living room said, you know, I think we should do a fundraiser. We own land that's out an hour in the middle of nowhere. And he said, I think we should haul some tables out to Moon and ask people to come out and camp for a weekend and we'll feed them and raise money for CF. And I said, nobody's going to come to that.
But they did come, about 150 of them, to the site near the original Moon campground northeast of Newcastle, a place where there's no running water and no electricity. It's a weekend of camping, food, and family fun, and people have been coming back and bringing even more people with them for one weekend in July ever since. This weekend marks the 10th annual Moonlight for M&M, and over the years, this not-so-little event has raised some big bucks.
Our last 3 years have been probably an average of 39,000. So I would absolutely plan on breaking 300,000.
The Rogers and Slipers give a lot of credit to their family and friends who help make Moonlight happen each year, and on top of that, give generously to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. You see, even though there are plenty of medical bills associated with the girls' disease, the families don't keep the money for themselves, because ultimately what they want is a cure.
You know, we don't have any control over our girls having CF, but maybe by doing this, by raising money, we're helping research to find that miracle drug that will cure it.
The moms say they really need 1,800 cures because there are 1,800 different mutations of the gene that causes cystic fibrosis. Their Madelyns have the most common one, but also one of the most complicated, which is why the girls who are healthy right now and looking forward to another fun-filled Moonlight weekend are so thankful for those who give. Because even though they're little girls, even they believe big things are possible.
Like doctor scientists, they're finding a cystic fibrosis cure, and there's like more than 300,000 people in the world, I think, that have cystic fibrosis, and they'd help all of them.
Well, there have been great strides in the fight against cystic fibrosis. According to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, babies born with CF back in the 1950s typically didn't live long enough to go to grade school. Now, some patients live into their 40s and even 50s, and more advances are being made all the time. The 10th annual Moonlight for M&M weekend officially kicks off tomorrow. For more information on the fundraiser, go to moonlight4mnm.com.